Hello. This video is talking about one of my favorite series, Hilda, and the topic is about this interesting creature in the series called the Mare. Now, in the series where in I think it's called Trollwood or whatever. Basically, Troll in the neighborhood Trollwood, there is these folklore creatures called Mare. Mares are basically spirits or ghosts that have the appearance of teenage girls. Now, what's interesting about the appearance of these Mares is that they have many interesting abilities. The main different abilities such as basically going through um, door keyholes to basically going in a sense facing through like doors in different ways in walls in a sense, as long as there's like small openings they can try and find a way to phase through different things. Myra's another abilities are basically haunt. They have like the ability to haunt people's dreams. Now, in the series, most of the time when I've seen Amira talk about basically haunting other people's dreams, is most of the time through kids, and it seems it seems like that's the most logical thing to do for two reasons. One, you're a teenager. Teenagers most have for most of the time, depending on the age and depending on the personality, they sometimes get a kick out of, scaring kids or pranking them sometimes. I mean, why in high school you have basically seniors and juniors that do pranks over younger grades like 10th grade and ninth grade. It makes sense. But besides that, another factor in this is just children are very young too, so they have imaginable imaginations. So thing they're basically very easy to scare. Things are not that tricky or not that hard to do when it comes to scaring children for Myra, it seems, in the show. Now, if I had to get deeper into it, it would be just they have a high. They get a high. I apologize if you heard a a ring in my house. Again, that was my home phone. I apologize for that. But again, they have this distinct ability of haunting people's dreams, and they just get a high and kick out of it. Now, through my small research through Myra's, I can say I've done two different types of researching, and that's in yokai lore, of course, because that is one of the things that I find interesting when it comes to talking about Hilda is its folklore and somehow making a reference to other folklore if possible, or if not that, basically make a reference to other pop culture if it is possible and it makes sense. But besides all that, let me start with the basic folklore research that I've done. The basic folklore research that I've done is basically in basic folklore, Myras are again ghosts or basically spirits or of some sorts that haunt people's dreams, and basically as their victim is asleep, they have the ability to haunt and give people's nightmares. Now, through this basic information, they also say that as their victim is asleep, the Myra is hypothetically place themselves on the victim's chest as they are asleep. Now, the teenagers they basically they have like a whole big enjoyment of always tormenting and haunting other people other people's dreams, mainly kids most of the time. And I find that interesting because a yokai and the yokai reference slash analogy of research that I've done that reminds me of a Myra would be one yokai called a Baku. Baku is known in Japanese yokai folklore to be spirits slash ghosts that have the ability to eat their victims or any individual's dreams, whether good or bad. Now, deeper in the Japanese folklore, the yokai Baku, they are also known to give good luck in a sense, because by the end of the day, the Baku has the ability to eat people's dreams. So as long as they can consume nightmares or basically bad dreams, most people in Japan folklore that hear about Abaku or talk about Abaku, they basically find them prosperous because they don't have to basically have bad dreams or have bad nights where they're tossing and turning in their sleep. Which, by the end of the day, no one don't want that. I know people in Hilda didn't like that, especially that one dude from Hilda. Oh God, he had some bad, terrible dreams in Hilda. But besides that, one other thing that I could say about Amira that's interesting. Well, these basically factors I like to talk about Amira that are interesting would be just one, their appearance as teenage girls in the show. I find it interesting because they're not only literally like spirits slash ghosts. In a sense, they're also literally teenage girls. And you, and again, I'm not trying to spoil a lot. I'm just basically talking facts here. But when you basically go into the show and you watch it, these how should I say this? These Myras, they basically peer pressure one of Hilda's friends, long story short, and the friend basically get caught up in one of their storytelling bonfires, which is hypothetically not a bad thing. It's just as I was watching the episode, I kind of find it like peer pressure-ish in a sense because the Myra that she was chilling cool with, she basically pushed her into going into the bonfire, the bonfire meetup. So I guess she could get her own experience in how it is. And even in the deeper in the episode, the teenager even said that, hey, don't butt into the bonfire ritual. If anything, she could become a great Myra someday. And I find it interesting because, well, one, you're peer pressuring a child into becoming like a Myra or one of you in a sense, a, an individual or a thing that or entity that basically haunts other people through dreams. Another interesting fact about Myra, lastly, would be just they in the show Hilda itself, in the world of Hilda, in the most normal standpoint, in a sense, in their own lives, they do have their own life in a sense, besides basically haunting people on the low. But it's just very interesting because I don't know, in the show, it's just the way it's depicted of Amira. At first, they tend to be just playing ghosts that have the ability to haunt other people and through their dreams and be just basically um, have a big laugh from haunting other people's dreams. But that's my but that's just my whole that is my whole video right there, and I hope you like it, and I hope you find it you find it very interesting. Oh, and again, I apologize for this one last factor, but I also want to say this one last thing about Amira. One last factor about Amira would be just when they get high off of their fears, basically their victims' fears from haunting their dreams. How they get high off of it is they have this this greenish like flame as a bonfire, and as they vocally talk about how they scare their victim and what the victim is afraid of while laughing about it, they somehow suck in and absorb all the fear from this this incarnation of a green flame that they have, which I find very interesting because by the end of the day, if y'all watch Monster, I can't believe I'm making this reference, but if you watch Monster Inc., it's kind of similar to Monsters Inc. because in Monster Inc., the whole monster world, in a sense, they're powered by children's screams and fears. Like Mike and Sully's job is slash was supposed to basically always scare 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 children into into basically being fearful of monsters in a sense because they have scare canisters, yellow scare looking canisters that absorb kids' fears and screams, which is basically similar to how Myra functions by not only having a big laugh from how they scare their victims, but how they also absorb their victims' fear and screams as well. And I guess somehow get high or more power from that. I guess that's how they can kind of maintain their Myra-like-ish abilities. Hopefully, when Hilda has its next season or gets deeper into its folklore like unique world, maybe they could get deeper into how a Myra is created 50-50 maybe, I don't know, but hopefully. But that's my whole video. Thank you for watching, and please leave a like and please leave comments or anything on the bottom. Please ask of this because despite of any mistakes I have with any of my videos, I do try diligently to create videos, and also at the time I also try to be fun with it as well too. Thanks for watching, and please also subscribe and leave any likes or comments. Bye.